What's up YouTube, it's your boy Rebs here, back at you with another settlement tour. So this is going to be at the Egret Tours Marina, which is now the Minutemen Port, basically. So we're going to get into touring it. It's not a really big settlement tour, nothing too special, but it adds to the lore in my game. Half my settlements are like working settlements, and the other half are live-in settlements that we take people in and protect them, and they just kind of fend for themselves and farm and everything else. This is a work settlement, so everybody here is they have a job and they have responsibilities, and they're all here to keep this place running. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into it, and we're gonna start right here behind me. So you see the trailers here for tractor trailers. Obviously we don't have working vehicles in Fallout, but honestly, we've got vertebrates, we've got working boats. I don't see, after 5 years in my game of the Minutemen reigning, why they wouldn't have fixed just a truck and a trailer. It's very possible. I mean, it's been 215 years after the bomb dropped, so it's very possible. So over here, this truck's already loaded and ready to go. Just got some crates up in here, an ammo box, just medical supplies, just stuff that settlements might need. So Alan's ready to go. This trailer is currently being loaded. So we've got some Minutemen power armor suits, Minutemen statues, and we're loading up some concrete because a lot of my settlements use concrete, and I gotta have lore for where my concrete comes from. So these just got shipped in from my concrete facility. And they're getting loaded up on the trailer and sent off to whatever settlement needs it next. So obviously here you see we had the forklift that loads the concrete and the big things up on the trucks. Alright, so we'll head through, start with the building. So come on in. Bottom floor is nothing too special. It's pretty dark in here. I guess the power's out in here, but that's okay. I'll fix that later. But I'm showing the settlement at night just because I love the aesthetic of the settlement at night. I think it looks a whole lot better. So behind the counter I have a trading mat. So in the daytime there would be a trader here selling stuff. We have a radio. This contacts other settlements and our boats when they're out. So we'll head up upstairs. Up here is just the sleeping quarters for some of the workers here. I'll let the original homesteader keep her little area, and everybody else has their own beds. A little bit of privacy here. I try to take care of my Minutemen when I can. And since we don't have a whole lot of people working here, I figured I'd give them some luxuries of the life. I did run out of sleeping quarters, so I had to build a little shack on top of the building. They're all just kind of hanging out. Hey guys. Hey. Oh, well, no. Probably put some railings up there so the general can handle it, but settlers might not be able to. So walk up here. This is nothing special. It's just a small shack with some beds in it because I ran out of space. But they're nice beds, and it's a place for them to sleep, so they can't complain. So we'll head to the warehouse area now. So, as some of you probably know, originally this was a boathouse. So there's like a canal here that runs into the warehouse itself. So I patched that up because I wanted the space and I just didn't have a use for the canal. So I closed that off and I left this door open. So we come in here. This is just kind of storage. This is stuff that's outgoing, ready to go to, my settlements. So, we got some cigarette vending machines here because most of my settlements have them. Nuka-Cola machines, milk machines, barrels of what I assume to be probably alcohol, ice coolers, just, random boxes of this, probably medical supplies. These boxes are probably clothes and food. Got some ammo, There's some Vault Tech boxes over here that we stole from a vault. Probably medical supplies, clean clothes, Minutemen flags, statues, because I like putting statues at my settlements. A few power armor, a couple robots, just because Minutemen's been experimenting with some robots, just seeing what we can do with them. So we could go upstairs, but there's honestly, I didn't change anything up there other than I patched that hole in the floor. Excuse me. But everything else is stock from vanilla when you find the settlement. I didn't want to go up there. It's just too much extra to do, and there's not enough space up there to really do anything cool. So, I mean, I could have patched this whole area off, made it a completely second level, which I may do in the future, but as of right now, I'm leaving it as it is. So we'll head over to our first ship.
My back hurts, my feet hurt, everything.
So I took the stairs out and put these ramps here. I like realism, and it's obvious that a forklift can't go downstairs, but a forklift can go down ramps, so they can offload the ships. You know, so they're unloading here. They've got some boxes of some stuff, some barrels. We've got the crane to pick up heavy stuff like my concrete pieces. We'll come up this little makeshift bridge that they make when they come in. So on this vessel, this is a shipping vessel. So we've got some boxes of supplies, some Minutemen statues, some bed frames, ashtrays, desks, and this is the cockpit in here, nothing too special. Got a radio to call back, control center, and a couple chairs just to sit on the journey. These vessels, they're usually one place to the next. They don't usually stay out on the water for long periods of times, so they don't really have any sleeping quarters or anything on this vessel. I put a little bridge here to connect these two ramps just because it's easier. I put the ramps here, same thing for the forklift, and then I put these pillars here because it's a high traffic area. It's kind of like the main area for people, so I don't want the forklift to go through there and try to take a shortcut to the tractor. So you see I put the little gates there. It just kind of lets the ship, you know, when it's open, the ship knows it's ready to come in. When it's closed, it's not ready to be docked yet. Got a little diner in here. I put a bar stand, some tables and stools, and then of course back here, these are already here, but a little fuel station for the boats to fuel up. Alright, so we'll go across this little makeshift bridge to this vessel. This is a fishing vessel, so this vessel primarily is out fishing. So you know, they got their buckets of fish here, barrels of what I assume are probably fish, boxes of probably, you know, just supplies, because these guys are out on the water for days, you know, getting fish and trying to supply food to our settlements. So this is probably just supplies for them, you know, clean clothes, medical gear, you know, anything like that. Got some baskets here, lobster traps. Again, they're out for days, so they got them a little grill set up here so they can cook what they catch. And then there's some waste barrels back here because, you know, it's a wasteland. Might as well pour our waste into the ocean while we're out. In the cockpit, little radio, control center, and then they have bunk beds. That way, like I said, they're out on the water for days, so they have a little place to sleep. And this ramp, so this is where they unload the fish when they get here. So all the fish that comes through the Minutemen is processed here and then shipped out to the settlements. So, you know, they have some fish hanging up here to dry or whatever they do with them. Not too sure, I'm not a big fisherman. And then in here is like the fish processing facility. Nothing too fancy. I mean, it is the apocalypse, we're doing with what we got. So more fish hanging up, trash can for the guts and the stuff you can't eat. You know, tables to cut the fish and clean them and scale them and everything. Got an old hospital light there so you can see what he's doing. Some sinks to wash the fish off that actually work. More fish hanging up here. Another cleaning station with a trash can. All these lobster traps were already here, but I kept them here because I made this a fish processing plant. So storage. More storage is probably fish that's already packed up and ready to be shipped off. Out here they've got just like a little hangout area where they want to break away from cleaning the fish. They can just come catch more fish right here off the pier. 'Cause why not? And this is a little garden area, so it's not much, but it does what it needs to just to feed the people here. So with that being said, that's pretty much the whole settlement, guys. There's not much to it. This settlement just adds to my lore. Like I said, I always say in multiple settlements that I imagine they bring this or this here on ships. And one big thing for me is I use concrete for a lot of my builds. Well, I didn't have a place that the concrete came from, and you can't just say it came out of nowhere. So I do have a concrete processing plant that creates concrete forms and everything, and then they ship them on the boats to here, and then they get lifted up on tractor trailers and taken to each settlement that needs them. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. I'm gonna give you a quick pan through of what this place looks like in the daytime, just so you get an idea during working hours of how everything's doing, and I'll talk to you guys later.